going live for you guys here. I got my 50-pound rogue weight vest on. Now the weather's pretty. I need to kick the cardio up a notch. Need to be doing more of it, especially the fasted cardio. I feel like it helps in recomposition. So I need to tighten that up a little bit more. I feel like I'm starting to look a little softer since I cut the cardio out. So I just want to tighten everything back up. But a lot of times I've had people, that was interesting. Some of the shirtless photos I put up I thought was fascinating, and it's hilarious because I haven't edited any of those. I have a number of people who were like, how come you look leaner in those than in your training clips? And I'm like, it's just angles and lighting. It really is. Because I had looked fatter in those than I look when I train. And the reason is I actually had eaten like 2,500 calories already. That was afternoon. I'd already eaten. Like my waistline was up a couple inches. So it's kind of funny how that works. But it's because I'm not good at picking my own angles and stuff. And my garage has the lights that it has and the door open that it has. And, so I have the sunlight and the regular overhead lighting in the garage, really. I don't have special lighting. Don't pick camera angles that well. I just train the best I can. So it's a little different than when you actually have someone pick good angles to take a picture. So totally different. It makes all the difference in the world versus you moving around lifting weights. It's going to be very different. I think people forget that. So yeah, now I'm actually don't look as lean at the time that I took those pictures. Those are all from one set. I need to do some more of those. They're all from one set. So yeah, my waistline was thicker because I had actually eaten already, like over half my food for the day. It's kind of funny. How much does the vest weigh? 50 pounds. SP. And yes, I have to say it multiple times every stream. So it's kind of funny. People ask me. I used to introduce it as just in the intro that I had my 50-pound rogue weight vest on. I did it in the Facebook. I forgot to do it in this one. I did Facebook for a couple minutes first. Should someone be proud of themselves? They've been training for 5 years consistently. Max bench 315, max squat 405, 500 max deadlift at nearly at under 200 pounds. Yeah, that's insane. Why wouldn't they be proud of themselves? Those are lifetime goals for a lot of guys. So a person who reached realistically totally reasonable lifetime goals for 5 years, they did it in 5 years. Why wouldn't they be proud of themselves? That's amazing. Like you're way faster than average. Most guys will not reach those numbers in 5 years, especially at that body weight. So I'm going to go on a limb and say 90% of guys who train pretty consistently still won't reach those numbers in 5 years. So you're probably in the top 10 to 20% just based on that already. So why wouldn't you be proud? I think you should be. Like that's definitely above average. So either you trained particularly hard, you ate particularly well, or you just got some pretty decent genes. I go on a 6-mile hike with a 40-pound vest, and it advantage to switching to a vest. Yeah, it's going to be easier on you because it's more ergonomic. The load's going to be distributed better, right? Because with a backpack, it's all on your back. It's going to force you to lean forward differently. It's going to put more stress on certain stuff. Whereas then with a vest, it's evenly loaded. So half the weight's in the front, half's in the back. If you got ergonomic plates, you just walk like perfectly upright, right? So it'll probably beat you up less, would be my advice. There's a reason these things are popular. Because now instead of just getting beat up, we can just focus on the conditioning and the walking part and not have to use an unusual stance to distribute your load and put yourself into bad positions. Because again, we just want the conditioning component. Plus, I like with the vest, I feel like it's good for core and everything because also with half of it being on your chest every breath, it's like you got to work a little harder. in that regard. So definitely a lot of, I definitely recommend it. Definitely recommend it. It really beats up my upper back. Did I just step in dog poop? Or there's just a soft spot? There's a soft spot. It really beats up my upper back and traps. Thanks for the advice. Yeah, yeah. I mean, this creates a lot of fatigue. Don't get me wrong. When you first get used to this, you're going to be sore. Again, I always laugh when I get people who don't think it's a big deal, who've never done it. I'm like, I'm not saying it's amazing. Yeah, I'm not saying it's amazing or the hardest thing you'll ever do. But it is more difficult than I think people realize who haven't thrown on a 50-pound vest and gone for a 30-minute walk. You know, it accumulates. Um, Keep in mind, I used to even go grocery shopping. I lived right by a Costco, and Costco was a 5-minute walk. I used to throw it on and go grocery shop with a backpack. Yeah, the weight balance with the vest around helps a lot. Yeah, it really does. And it's not, and it's mainly that it beats you up less because you're going to get a little sore sometimes for some of this. I mean, the same thing. I mean, if I do this for an hour, I'm going to be a little fatigued from it, sore sometimes in my traps and all that, just because it's pressing down for a long period of time. But it's still not going to beat you up like the backpack because you don't have to lean forward. Right? That's really what creates all that fatigue. And it's going to be low back fatigue and stuff, right? Because it's putting you in an unusual walking position instead of like just your natural stride. Whereas in with the vest, you can have a more natural torso position. But again, the downside of it is the pressing on your chest. It is harder to breathe. It's going to make you run out of breath. You have to fight a little bit more. But that can have some decent conditioning. I feel like it builds like my diaphragm strength. Do you feel your core being worked with the vest? Yeah, to some extent. I think it does. Like I feel all of my rib cage muscles, intercostals, abs, everything. I feel them, especially if it's a decently long walk. Anything past about 30 minutes, yeah, they really, I feel like it builds fatigue in them, you know? Also, I prefer it more though. I feel like I get better work and less speed up if I stay off the sidewalks more. So I started walking through this woody area. There's Blaha War too, and I don't know what you mean. Thoughts on log pressing? Just another type of pressing, dude. You know, I mean, it's just a different apparatus with its own little special thing. I guess you roll it up easier. Different presses, just different movements, dude. Just using different devices. It all depends what you're trying to do. The log press, though, is kind of designed just to be an easier way to clean it up because you can roll it up a little better. So again, it's just a different thing. So at the end of the day, it's just another overhead press. It's tools in your toolbox. You know? Good morning, guys. Good morning, Sirloin. Yeah, the weather's nice. So I'm going to start doing more and more of this. I'm going to have to watch my training volumes a little closely. My training volume was a little lower than I wanted today. Now I feel fine, but I really noticed as soon as I started doing weighted pull-ups, my forearms felt like I couldn't finish the workout. So there's really fatigue. For me doing the benching, the chest and triceps twice a week for a couple of weeks is just too much. Like my forearms and stuff can't handle it, like my brachioradialis and all that. They just feel beat up. So I only did 9 sets for my lunch today instead of 12. Looking beautiful today. Yeah, it is. It's nice. Do you think video games ruin strength gains? Yeah, I think video games can ruin motivation. I think video games can ruin your money, your pussy getting everything. I can tell you a lot of women don't like that. That's a turn off when they do games a lot unless they're a gamer themselves. And the problem is guy gamers outnumber girl gamers. So just throwing that out there. Are partial deadlifts good for bicep growth? Not really. You mean for someone who doesn't train biceps? Like a complete novice? Sure. You'll probably get a little growth. Not going to be anywhere near what a curl will give you, though. Exactly. And that's what dudes forget. That's like why 20% of the dudes sleep with 80% of the women. Because there's a surplus of women who don't want to bang the incels. And then the other dudes end up getting laid more. It's not even about dating at that point. Like they literally go out of their way to create a lifestyle that drives women's pussies up. I don't understand it. And they don't get it. And that's why. But I like anime. I like video. It's like, yeah, dude, but you're reducing your access to cleavage, so don't cry. And that's cool. Those guys just need to be aware they're picking that over it. And that's okay as long as they understand that. They really don't get to cry about it, because they made that personal choice. Does that make sense? I mean, do you accept your choice? Like if you decide you're going to delve into those things and you're suddenly not getting laid, you chose that consciously. It's when they're in denial of it, it's a problem. Like it doesn't affect. I'm like, well, actually it does. There's studies on this. It literally affects it. Women literally find men who game a lot and watch anime is less attractive, according to research. Sorry, guys. All right. Like I can do more exercise. Are bro splits a good variation? Yeah, I do bro splits. If I cut 25 pounds, shouldn't I get my strength back on bench? Like, I think I gave you some advice, didn't we, yesterday, and you're back to talking about cutting. No, I'm not going to scream that at all, can you? Because again, I don't need to be canceled, right, people? Right? And White, I really don't understand your question. Like, did you reach an elite bench or something and you're scared you can't get there 25 pounds leaner? I don't understand. Like, were you benching 400 pounds or something? Okay, starting strength will make you fat and diabetic. Ignore their diet advice. Hey, this guy at work said anime, computer games, and not sleeping doesn't affect his women getting ability. He started sleeping with them because he literally couldn't find out exactly. Hey, coach, can you do me a favor and check your all settings? When I tried to sign up yesterday, it gave me a payment rejection for the month. No, I don't have any payment methods blocked. I can double check it, but it should be whatever the normal methods. Like I've left all the settings at the default. So I'll check it out when I get home, though. I can't really do it. I mean, I could do it on here. Hold on. Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's too much to stop and do it while I'm walking. I'll check it when I get home. But it shouldn't be. That's the first complaint I've received. Uh, Coach, if you program deadlifts as a primary compound on back day wish list afterwards, would you cut out RDLs? I don't know. I'm not going to write your full programming in a live stream. You're going to have to get me in a consultation. They're $100 an hour. If you want me to write your programming, homie, this is consultation level stuff. Yeah, Emma, what type of payment method did you try to use? Just out of curiosity. It normally only takes credit cards and debit cards. That's all OnlyFans takes. Um, when should I use resistance bands or what are you trying to do? Michael, that is an extremely complicated question that we could discuss for hours. Are you talking about bands for speed work, bands for certain max work on a barbell? Are you talking about mini bands for just pump work? What are you talking about? You got to be very specific. There's a lot of different applications for bands that you've seen me do over the years. I was benching 185 times 5 now, Billy. Okay, light. Yes, you will obviously, if you keep training and keep gaining muscle, will be way stronger than 185 or 5. Keep at it. 5 years, you'll be good to go. I mean, you have novice numbers still almost, or early intermediate numbers, and we're talking about, can I regain it? It's like, yeah, you'll lift weights. You know, I don't think a lot of noobs realize that you make gains over the years. You're going to be bigger and stronger 5 years and 10 years both later than you are now. Keep training. This is a long game. Like, how long do you think I've been training, dude? I'm 48 years old. Like, you're not going to make all your gains in the first 2 years. All right. How important is recovery? Is it good to take a week off? I would never take a week off from training if you can avoid it. No, that will absolutely set you back. There are times when you need to reduce a little bit to recover what you're doing in the week, but taking a week off? No, absolutely not. You will absolutely lose muscle mass. Every study that's looked at it has found this. So, I can't read this. Love from India. Hello. It just sucks because I look so much bigger with a big belly now. Could be because I use a debit card plug-in extension, but if you use an API to wire the payment through OnlyFans, would not have access to it. Yeah, just use your regular one, Emma. Let me know how it goes. I'll watch for your thing. Is it going to be under the name Emma when it comes through? So I'll watch for yours to come through. But yeah, no, it should just be a regular debit card works, or credit card. They take virtual cards, but yeah, if it can't transmit the data, that's everybody's OnlyFans. That's not mine. Does protein become more important with age? Yes. Yeah, protein absorption reduces slightly as you get older, and probably a little more every 5 to 10 years. So yeah, yes, Emma, that's actually my name. Okay, cool. So I'll watch for an Emma to come through. Is there anyone at starting strength tells me to get to 200 pounds? Okay, Whiteman, but I'm not running starting strength. How many of my sub 200 pound guys do you see who are monstrously strong? Look at Justin. You've seen over time, like the biggest list I've seen Justin put up, he's 190 pounds. I've coached him 5.5 years. He's 190 with abs. 185 to 190, lean as hell. Okay? You've seen him squat 520 and deadlift 590 on my channel in the past. He's not even 200 pounds, dude. If you're an average height guy and they want you at 200 plus pounds, you better have 15 years of training experience or you're just going to be fat. Full transparency, I may do it today, but probably on Friday since that's when I get paid. Okay, cool. Where are you from, buddy? I live in Spring, Texas. Is this a legendary? Yes. Do you have any tips on nutrition management for picky eaters? I get bored. Um, I don't know. What's your exact situation? Being a picky eater, learn to eat what you need to eat for your progress instead of caring. Are you eating for your goals? Or are you eating because it's what you want to enjoy the most? I don't enjoy every meal I eat, dude. All right. Coach just got done, finished watching the coffee chat. Thanks, Peppermint. And now we're in here in this stream, getting the walking done. All right. Yeah, I'll have the vlog up here later for the back and biceps. They, like I said, disclaimer, I only did 9 sets for my last. My forearms are just still lit up from that other training adjustment. So I've got to quit pressing twice a week. I'm going to do some different stuff with some of that. I want to experiment with some stuff for my shoulder health and go back and mess with some of the stuff I've done historically at different times. And I want to see how different stuff feels a little bit for me. Because again, I'm at a point where pretty much elite strength at my age and trying to gain more muscle, lose more fat, and just not tear myself apart is always having to revisit things and experiment a little bit. 85 standing shoulder press. Dumbbell press, those are pretty good. 85-pound dumbbells, that's pretty solid. Yeah, you're cleaning up a pair of 85-pound dumbbells and standing with them and pressing them. I'm gonna agree with old school. That's pretty solid, dude. I'm gonna give you a nod of respect, like straight up. especially if you're repping them. You know, would a chest press machine be a good addition? I'm not a fan. Yeah, dude, I'll give a nod of respect for cleaning up a pair of 85s and standing, especially if it's stripped. Like if you're not push pressing them, like you straight up have knees locked and you're doing any reps with that, that's solid, dude. I don't think anybody can hate on that. Are you going to get a McRib? No, I don't eat crap like that generally. And if I'm going to have a cheat day, I'm sure as hell not wasting it on McDonald's. My last cheat day was on Christmas, by the way. Um, so, yep. Yeah, I'm not going to get a McRib. Dude, who wants to eat a nasty McRib? Come on. This is a fitness channel. Cheat days are Thanksgiving and Christmas. Yeah, that's how it's been for me lately. I did have pizza one time last year, though. I went hard in it. I ate like a pizza, whole large, and another half of one by myself. I went hard in the paint. That was probably about this time last year, 10, 11 months ago. Um, has the research proven that machines build this? Um, no, this is generally similar. The issue is a lot of machines are just clunky, and you're buying one for your own home use. You know, it's going to have to be perfect for your situation, and it's going to be big. So, I mean, the only ones that I think are decent are like the hammer strength type ones. Those are expensive and big. How much other mileage could you get out of that? Same thing in your house. White, yes, muscle memory is a real thing, right? I don't know if I've ever had a McRib. I don't know that I would want to eat a McRib. I mean, I could have had one when I was a kid. I don't know. So yeah, that would be probably 40, close to 40 years ago if I did. I just don't remember. When I was a kid, I liked the chicken McNuggets, right? I guess the McRib is like a McRibbit. It's like a bunch of processed meat or something pressed together. Right? Why do people put stuff like that in their body? They have to gain weight. Hey, White, man, it's kind of hard for me to keep up with all your math from chat to chat and to read the long posts. I am walking. Um, it sounds like you just need a consultation based on the large number of questions you're having about diet and gaining and muscle memory. Dude, just hit me up for a consult. I'm $100 an hour. I'll resolve all your stuff one-on-one, real time, problem solved, done. I won't be able to do it today, though. I've already got one tonight scheduled. I can work you in tomorrow. Hit me up. Go to my Facebook. Any advice on strengthening the back of the knee? Build your hamstrings. Hamstring hypertrophy. Hamstring work for days. That's how you build strength in the back of your knee. Right? Any advice? Oh, yeah, we already got the strength in the back of the knee. So we covered that. You guys want to see what it looks like out here? Here's where we're at. This is where our coach is walking. Yes, there are coyotes. Yes, I'm strapped. Okay. Stay strapped or get clapped, homies. That's what George Washington said. If you guys didn't know that, that was a direct quote from the first president, George Washington. That's exactly how he said it, too. He quoted, that was a quote. He said, stay strapped or get clapped, homies. It's freaking gorgeous out there. It is. It's nice. Do you think Arnold Schwarzenegger or Golden Era bodybuilders, yes, and modern bodybuilders because they're way bigger? Dude, modern bodybuilders look like hammered dog shit. Why would they be jealous? Objectively speaking, all the guys on the lineup at the Mr. Olympia during Arnold's era have a better physique than every guy who has stepped on the Olympia lineup for the past 15 years. Like there's been no exceptions, not one. So why would they be jealous? There has not been a single bodybuilder on the Olympia stage in 15 to 20 years who actually looked as good as Franco or Serge Nubret or Arnold or any of those guys, just hands down. So why would they be jealous? And they're all going to die young on top of looking worse. And it's the fault of the judging. It is literally the fault of the judges for allowing this nonsense and rewarding it. Like you are aware that if they simply judged back by the golden era standards, the guys would look like that again because they would want to win. If they even took the classic physique and judged it by those standards, those guys would look better. But objectively, those guys look better than Seabum, who won it every single year. Like objectively speaking, because they reward it. They reward the diuretics. They reward being too lean to where it looks gross and it makes you doesn't look good. They reward side enhancement. If you give 8 wins to a guy who has a whole liter of oil in both of his delts, like Sebum, every year, then you're telling guys to oil their delts, right? So the judges are literally to blame. Why are they giving wins to a guy who clearly is walking around with a pint of oil on each delt? Like very visibly to anybody looking. Like if you can't see that, I don't know what to tell you. Like you must not know anything about basic human physiology if you think Sebum doesn't have a pint of oil in both belts at a glance, 3 seconds into looking at him. So that's the problem. Like you should anyone who knows basic physiology would know that. Like that something's wrong. Right? And I'm not even being a hater. I'm just telling you this is objective. Like this shouldn't even be open to debate. Like it's apparent immediately within seconds. So they reward that stuff. So whose fault is it? It's the judges. It's the IFBB's fault. So what do you do? All right. Are you going to do a female natty or not soon? I don't know. I don't know if I want to do a female natty or not. I might. I've got some on the list. People have asked me to cover, I think, like lean beef patty, which I actually like her physique, to be fair. I don't think she's natty, but I actually like her physique. But it'll come across as a hater when I do it, even though I actually think she looks good. Hey, Jason, do you still recommend conjugate to get stronger? Yeah, a lot of times, if they want to do it. If a combat athlete wants to run conjugate, I think it's a great choice. I quit using it for a lot of them because they don't have the proper facilities. They got the mindset and the facilities, I'll program in a heartbeat. I'm as a lot of my combat athletes don't want to only lift 4 days a week either. So it's like they start wanting some crazy stuff. And so I got to give them what they want. Our view of the fitness as a society has worked. People think obesity is normal. And the fitness crowd is an unhealthy mass monsters. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, because that is what bodybuilding is. They're unhealthy mass monsters. And in fact, they get too lean sometimes at contest time. That's not even healthy to take your body fat that as low as they go. I'm not saying 8-9% is unhealthy. That can be fine. Having a six pack's fine. You shouldn't have striated glutes. That's a problem. Like this is no longer healthy. But yeah, the mass monsters, all the fake muscles is gross too. Like the sight enhancements, so even just sight shooting their gear is so out of control in pro bodybuilding. There's so much oil in their delts and arms and lats and everything now. All right. So even that last guy who won, that Lundstein or the guy before, Like you could see the giant oil lumps in his lats. Like he's literally shooting under his armpits. Like, come on, dude. And they gave him the Mr. Olympia. I think YouTube Fitness plus Instagram has worked what lifters look like. Yeah. Well, and it's because people don't show how they look. I mean, that's the other thing too, Dan. How many of these guys train shirtless year round without Photoshop? No Photoshop filters, just training every week year round without their shirt like I do. None of them. Very, very few. They don't look like they look in this stuff, and people forget that. That's not how they actually look. When's the last time I have it in a while? So it's always the perfect conditions, lighting and angles and pump, and Photoshop, and filters. But angle matters. Like, perfect example, I literally was looking fatter when all those pictures I have of me laying down that I put up on social media, those are unedited. That's literally just good angles. I am actually looking more bloated than when I do my vlogs because I'm fasted in the vlogs. And that shows you the power of angles. Literally, just having another person take the pictures from good angles. It makes to where the point where people were like, oh, it's Photoshop. It literally isn't. It's just good angles that I don't have the luxury of when I'm lifting weights. So it's comical, really. But yeah, I mean, perfect angles, perfect lighting, and a little Photoshop. A lot of times they've done things before they go shirtless. They've dried out a little bit. Those guys don't look like that. Yeah, a lot of them look way smaller in person. I was shocked first time I went. And I bring that up because I've been to that one big expo, but I mean, it was very memorable in regard to that. I was shocked how many of these guys were so much smaller than me. And they were shocked the other way too, because it's like, because I never used any of those tricks. Um, Dudes were kind of like, dude, we had no clue. Um, it's just kind of weird. If I ever go to another event like that, I think people will freak out. Again, they forget I'm like 220 pounds, guys. I'm not 190. Use 3 to 5 instead of 1 rep max. How much weight? You guys are laughing, right? Every stream, man. I get asked multiple times. I can start 50 pounds. Same as it is every stream. As their max. No. For strength athletes, I would rather them rotate true maxes, bands and chains and bars. People don't realize that a big guy is until they need a legit 220 pounder. Right, right. Well, and it's even in my case, it's like people will try to be very selective or they'll Photoshop. They'll see me next to someone who's 6'5" and 300 pounds. Look, oh, blah, small. But then when I'm next to a bodybuilder who's 5'6", who's an NPC guy, because I have some of those pictures I put up, people don't want to say anything. They're like, oh, damn, right? Like, never mind. Like, dude, he's 5'6" and 205. Of course I'm going to twerk. No strength athlete. Use assistance movements, just accessory to build muscle. Some assistance. But for a combat athlete, Dan, um, for a combat athlete, I get tired of explaining the best weight guys. I kind of feel like I've said it hundreds and hundreds of times. There's a limit to what my vest is designed to hold. So unless I want to start really getting creative, I can't add weight that easily without messing up the ergonomics of it. I'm kind of at the limit. So, um, so the assistance for a strength athlete, no, I would rotate all sorts of bands, chains, and bars for the maxes. But then their assistance should be probably sport specific instead of big three specific. You're kind of old to be using steroids or whatever. I'm on 125 milligrams of test set, dude. Jesus Christ. Your dad probably uses that. Oh my God. You guys are so silly. I am the one still standing from all this crowd, by the way. All these other guys dropped dead. I clearly haven't abused gear like all those guys did. How many of my contemporaries are now dead? I'm up healthy doing rep work on 500-pound deadlifts and 500-pound squats and doing cardio on camera all the time. So again, you look messed up. I'm trying to ban you, but I can't get it to work. All right, I got to get out of this sunlight where I can see the screen. And I got to get rid of this. You look messed up. Get rid of your ass. All right. Setting natural is down there right now. No, I don't use Clint or Trent at all. I've generally, if I had anything to test, it's Primo. But right now, I'm just on a replacement dose of test. Right? I'm just on 125 test sip. No, dude, Trent at my age would be deadly. I would agree with that. That would be a real bad idea. And you're like motivation. You like a machine. Appreciate it, brother. Try to be. So let's start heading back to the house. We've run a pretty long cardio session. So I can't see the screen now, but by the way, guys, because I'm back in the sunlight for a minute. It's the only path back out, back into my neighborhood through here. Unless I want to walk through the backwoods and come around the long way. So gotta come back through the park. Yeah, I can't read anything. Hold on. It's not motivation, it's discipline. You choose to do it to get up to work. Yeah, it's discipline, dude. Motivation, I agree with that. Motivation, yeah, exactly. Hey Jack, as Sirloin says, trolling Jason's outdated. Some people are just here to learn, dude. That ship is coming on. Like you guys literally have nothing to troll on me about. Other than if they don't like my OnlyFans, that's like the only thing, legitimate thing anybody can have on me. Oh no, he sells pictures of himself hugging a pillow with his butt cheeks exposed. Oh my God. Oh no, he's got shirtless, sexy pictures. Oh man, that's like all you guys have now. So I gave you guys something finally instead of the made up stuff everyone makes up. All right, now I can't read the screen. Motivation is temporary until I get into a different angle out of this sun. Motivation is a waste of time, bypass the need for motivation. Yeah, go straight to discipline, guys. Habits. Habits are what build discipline. Discipline is what carries you when motivation is gone. Right? The starting strength, tell people, because starting strength is an eating disorder based fat fox. Why? I don't know why you don't understand that. They're fat and diabetic. All their coaches are type 2 diabetic. I can appreciate their basic novice info, but they're coming from a unique dogmatic perspective, okay, to where it's strength at any cost. Strength at the cost of your health, strength at the cost of your appearance. So if, keep in mind in their model, if putting another 20 pounds on your bitch gives you type 2 diabetes, it's worth it. That's their model. Okay. So keep that in mind when you're listening to the nutrition advice. The nutrition advice is horrific there. Stop listening to it. All right. Yeah, I really can't read anything now. The downside of this glare, it's just that sun angle. All right. Maybe can starting strength make you look like you lift? Yeah, lifting weights can make you look like you lift, but getting fat's not a good idea. Everything is made about you, even the video clips. Wallow, yeah, there's tons of fabricated stuff. There's a lot of stuff taken out of context too. And a lot of stuff I've done in trolling or banter that also gets taken out of context. So, but I don't watch any of it, so I don't really know. But I know there's definitely been AI stuff and some careful remixing. Yeah, there's definitely been some AI voice stuff done too. You're not eating sweets no more, brother. What's the amount of calories? I don't know. What's the worst fat? The sunny day, guys. I can't read anything. I'm just going to keep talking in this sun until I get to another spot. I can't read a single thing on my screen. And I'm losing my cardio trying to stop and cover it to watch it. I should have cleaned the screen better. It's sunny day. Where are you going? I'm going back to my house. I'm actually on my street now. What's worse, fat or muscle mass? And excess fat and excess is way worse. Yeah, still. All right. Hey, Wallow, I've for neither rebound. You already know you're a nose roll. Just get ready. All right. Rip toe and RDLs don't make your hamstrings stronger. Really? Well, that's where he's wrong. So all the studies looking at hamstrings and the RDL are wrong. Okay. Feeling your hamstrings on them is wrong. All right. In those recent video. Well, we can agree to disagree. I think RDLs are a good exercise. But I also like deadlifts and deficit deadlifts and things personally. I'm one of the people that think a normal conventional deadlift is a good hamstring exercise, by the way. I know some people disagree. I happen to think it's actually good. But RDLs are a great exercise. So they just make you sore. Can you get jacked at maintenance and low calories? No, you're going to be at your same body weight. Quit saying low calories. I don't advocate anybody eat low calories ever, unless you need to lose a bunch of weight. I don't know why you keep saying that. You're on the wrong channel for that nonsense, buddy. I eat like 4,000 calories a day. What are you talking about? So, yeah, I can't see the screen, guys. So I'm going to go ahead and wind this down. I'm going to try to wind it down. I can't even find the button to turn it down. All right, let me get over to my house. My garage door open. So if I can actually close the window, I can't actually see the button to close the street. So let me get out of the sun. There we go. So I love all you guys, and I'll talk to you next time.